Welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna do another journey, another adventure, a solo adventure.
This time I take you to France, more precisely in the Pyrenees mountain in the Ariège region to hike the Pic de Crabère. Let me show you what awaits you.
Show you on the map. So we are here in Eylie and we'll be departing on that way. We'll be crossing a mine called the Bentaillou Mine, and I will explain you a bit further over there. And then we'll be going all the way to the Refuge here, which is next to the lake of Itinerary. So after sleeping the night at Itinerary, I will be going to Pic de Crabère at 2,629 meter high, and I will be coming back down, going all the way to the Chapelle and down to Pyrenees until I reach the car park.
The hike starts at the car park of Eylie village where the miners used to live in the past. Now it is converted into shelters for hikers. The first part of the hike benefits from the shade of the forest.
Whew. The slope is directly really steep. I'm like, whoo!
It was quite intense. It lasts like that for around an hour. For this hike, you will follow the GR10 signage. Once you're out of the forest, you start to see more and more mines remains. This mine used to be the highest in Europe. The view is amazing from here.
This is kind of the first big mining leftovers, it's such how you will see. So yeah, no, it's always like, I don't know, it's always super interesting to try to come inside and see a bit like how does it looks before, and you know, also it have the specific smell of like the old industries.
In the 19th and 20th centuries, the mining industry was thriving in the region. For more than a century, zinc and lead were extracted from the mountains. I'm very attracted to France's mining history as one of my family members used to be a miner in the east of France.
When the mine was thriving, there were up to 500 miners on that side, all the side that we see on the way, which is huge. And they even have to build schools and develop all the towns and area. Of course, it was an economical factor of the region.
Back then, you should imagine the terrible working condition of the miners. They were working around 12 hours per day for a low salary in the snow, cold, and wind. There was also children labor.
Behind me, you have an old entrance to the mine. It's kind of the first time I'm able to see them, even though it's blocked, of course, when you're not to go into the galleries. But still, it's nice to see that it was here.
Unfortunately, when the mine closed, the economic growth vanished with it. I'm really interested in the industrial past of France. Indeed, we were once a glorious industrial nation in the 19th century. Nevertheless, in the 20th century, France turned away from the industrial economy to the service industry. Companies became globalized to look for a cheaper labor force and primary resources.
It is really super impressive to see how everything was abandoned like that. Really, they left almost the whole mine out there.
Nowadays, you can picture the life of this miner while hiking. Some shelters are renovated to welcome shepherds and their herds during the summer. Look what I found next to the path, one of my favorite treats.
I love blueberries. So good. And it's 100% organic here.
Speaking about food,
time for a little break.
I ate in the middle of a cow field.
Hello, cow! Don't get too close, because you never know how they can react.
A little advice, guys. If you're planning a trip in the mountains, make sure to check the weather forecast before going because mountain can be really dangerous.
I don't know how I shall feel when I see a bone. I think it's from a sheep. I really don't know how I shall feel. Because you know, in the Pyrenees mountain there is still the bears. I would not really like to meet one.
From there on, I was entirely in the fog until the end of the hike.
I love the clouds like that. Like, it's just like a moving masterpiece. Like, seriously, it's just so beautiful.
On the way up, I found myself in the middle of a sheep herd.
Ça va? T'es jolie, oui? Oui, oui. Allez, rejoins les autres filles.
I enjoyed it a lot until...
J'y vais, j'y vais! Non, 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 non! I'm going. Impressive because, like, I was filming the sheep around and I was like really close to the ships and I couldn't see what was on the other edge. And at one point, I saw the dog coming from the other side and it was like super close. And he started yelling and like barking at me and I was like, oh, I'm going away. Oh my God, and I was so scared that he, you know, attacked me because they can attack. So this is the dogs. They can be really aggressive, as I told you. Have to be really careful with those dogs, not to get close, because like they're protecting their herd. That's why. So they can fight against wolves, but also against bears. So be really like listen to them, go further away from the herd, and yeah, don't try to mess around with them.
These Pyrenean mountain dogs are just doing their job here. Their breed is called Patou in French. In the Pyrenees, you will observe a lot of them. In fact, most of the electricity is coming from hydropower. Finally, I could see the mountain cottage.
Made it.
I paid around 50 euros to spend the night, including breakfast and dinner. I dropped my belongings on my bed for the night because you're not allowed to enter with your backpack.
I didn't really want to pay 2 euros to get a shower, so I will do a quickly outdoor one.
The dinner was delicious. I finished it all. I was starving. I also drank some genepi.
Cheers, guys. That is super nice.
It is a herbal liquor made from a high mountain flower called genepi.
After a good breakfast, it's time to go. So at the end, I will go to the Mont Crabère because it's getting maybe better. So yeah, blue sky is coming, hopefully.
In the night, there was a huge storm, so I did not go for the sunrise at Pic de Crabère. I started to climb around 10 a.m. It takes an hour to reach the top.
We made it! Woo! So worth it. We are above the clouds.
At the top, people left their footprints by carving their names in the rocks. They also built cairns. This rock structure can be used to indicate the way when signage are lacking. I stayed like an hour on top to admire the view, record content, and eat some biscuits to satisfy my sweet tooth.
Okay, time to go down. And we are going back in the fog, back in the clouds. Yeah!
I stopped at the Refuge to warm up with a bowl of tea and eat my lunch.
Now I'm on my way down. I'm going on the side of Chapelle. I just met a lot of nice people actually at the Refuge, so it's always a nice experience. It's a good time to share actually, and you will for sure meet people also if you're a solo traveler because they join you on tables with other hikers, and you can discuss about the hikes, the itinerary, and of course go really wide on many subjects. And it's super nice. Don't hesitate to go solo. You will never be really solo.
On the way down, you walk in the river stream. Make sure to bring some waterproof shoes. The fog is giving a mystic atmosphere. I saw someone climbing the mountain with its horses.
Now we are going to Frischendesch, so it's that way.
As you noticed, we walk in various environments. I highly encourage you guys to go on an adventure even if you're alone. Don't refrain from trying new things alone. You are enough. You will only grow stronger and feel proud of yourself. Go out there, push your limits to unlock your full potential. This chapel was built in the 17th century. It is dedicated to Our Lady of the Snow.
Unfortunately, the church is closed.
We made it back to civilization.
And this is how our hike ended in the car park of Frischendesch. It was intense, it was super cool, so I highly recommend you to try one of those hikes. And anyway, stay tuned for our upcoming video. Don't forget to explore your surroundings. Bisous bisous!